I call the honourable member for Moore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Small Business. Will the Minister explain how families and businesses will benefit from the repeal of the carbon tax and what role the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission will have in ensuring the savings are passed on to consumers?
I call the honourable Minister for Small Business.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you to the member for Moore. What a distinguished member in this place. And I have some good news. If this parliament can support the Abbott government's economic action strategy, we will abolish the carbon tax. But we need to get the parliament behind us. And I say to the member for Moore, for his households, his businesses in Edgewater, in Kinross, in Joondalup, we are working for your interests, because the abolition of the carbon tax will support all of those communities, in fact communities right across the country. It's been a key element of our economic action strategy. It's part of our plan to build a strong and prosperous economy for a safe and secure future. And isn't it evident that the Leader of the Opposition and Labor, they have no plans, no solutions. They were incompetent in government and they're irresponsible in opposition. As the member for Moreton leaves, I can just remind those members opposite how they went around, Labor claiming they'd terminated the carbon tax, but by their actions in opposition, that Townsville termination has become an escalation. Labor's decision to impede this government's efforts to repeal the carbon tax has actually seen the tax go up. And what that's meant is $550 on average of additional expense for Australian households. We've seen energy regulators, whether it's in New South Wales, gas up to 9.2% higher than it needs to be because of the carbon tax. In Queensland, electricity would fall for a typical household electricity bill by 8.5%. We've seen it in Tasmania, a 7.8% real fall. In the ACT, in this capital, 11.6% fall in electricity prices if we could abolish the carbon tax. Now, as the Prime Minister has made it clear, as our competition regulator, our consumer protector has made it clear, there is a lot of noise. This is what Rod Sims had to say. There's a lot of noise going around with lots of complicated questions. But at its heart, when the carbon tax came in, it increased prices. When you take it away, the effect will be reversed. Now, what we've done is not only finance the ACCC so it can continue with its work, an extra $89 million of emergency funding and funding over the forward estimates, but an additional $10 million to make sure the savings from the carbon tax repeal are passed on. There's price monitoring powers, and we've already seen the first carbon monitoring report published on the 1st of May under the government's direction. So the government's plan makes it absolutely clear. It will prohibit any company, including supermarkets, making false or misleading representations about the impact of the carbon tax on the prices they charge. We've put strong safeguards in place. As my friend and colleague, the Minister for the Environment, has mentioned, in discussions with the Senate, those strong safeguards will be strengthened even further. What it is now up to all of us to do, not only for the member for Moore's community, but for households and businesses right across Australia, let's repeal this carbon tax. Let's axe the tax, not terminate it like you claim. You're actually escalating it by standing in the way of this important measure.